LLC. We're going to be on site today. Also, too, we were blessed to be able to get a paint sprayer for an extremely good price. So, one of the things I don't want to do ever again is roll on that application, the glass application. We're going off topic for just a minute. That glass application ever again with the roller, because it just damages the surface. But we're going to use a paint sprayer from now on. All right, so let's get to this real quick. I had a customer contact me yesterday. Thank you so much for the business. I do appreciate it. And this customer contacted me and told me, and I got other orders too, just to let y'all know I'm taking care of. Got y'all taken care of, I do. But anyway, this customer contacted me, and he asked me a few things, and it always says to what customers to say. They always talk about the projector, the screen, the project, what they're working on. But they also asked me what makes my product different from everybody else's. And I say tests. We do tons of tests on our products. We have to make sure our products work 100% because we're going to make sure that, when we're doing demonstrations, we can back them up. This is one of the things that I arm customers with the information to ask for first. Anytime you're buying from us, you're buying from anybody, you want to make sure that the product has been tested. You want to make sure they have tests, demonstrations that are done way before the product was sold. And we're not talking about one test or two tests or some tests. I've seen some products being tested and they would have this in a dark environment with a high-end projector. Just about everybody does this one. And they'll say, hey, look, it's tested, it works. Big deal. I can make house paint. Bare silver screen or any of these house paint grade products out here do the exact same thing with a 1,000 projector or a high-end projector and do the exact same thing and just stick it in the dark. That's all. Nothing special about that at all whatsoever. So, that's not a real test. We explain to them what our testing is, and they can go right straight to our website and they can look at our tests from the door. Now, why do these products need to be tested? Well, this is a fellow, like I said, he feels at the end of the day that we do this to slam him deliberately. No, he made this demonstration. This is a perfect example for people that are going to get into this business. If you're deciding to get into the business of screen paints, or if you are basically a customer at the end of the day, this is an extremely important video to watch. We have it on our blacklist on our website. I'm going to put this link below so you can check it out under the blacklist. And this is a fellow who went on YouTube, did a demonstration. His channel is Crow1176. And he gets very upset about this video. I don't know why we get upset about it, because he made the video. No one put a gun to his head. No one forced him. He made it at free will. So he gets very upset over this video. And that shows you from him getting upset over this video why he does not want you to see this video. In this demonstration, this gentleman went in and matched a house paint. Now, why is this considered to be an extremely importance? Because customers before the video who bought this product were sold on the simple fact that this was a product that was completely different from any over-the-counter product. That's what they were sold on. That was a complete lie. This product would have done the same thing. Any product, grade paint in Home Depot would have did exactly the same thing. There was nothing special about this. As I told you before, that every product you will see is majority over the counter, unless they have the ability, facility, testing, zoning, and capability of designing and engineering a chemical from the scratch, from the ground up. That is the only way. And these guys are everyday Joes. They don't have the facility. They don't have the power to push it. I don't even have the power to push it. And I have more clout than they do at the end of the day. I have more testing than they have in the day. And I don't have the ability to be, it's very expensive. You couldn't do it. It's just too much. There's no way in the world you could charge $60 for a paint and you made it from scratch. The chemicals alone to make that cost more than that. So there's no way in the world that's possible. It was bought over the counter. Now, as I told you before, all products are over the counter. What makes them different is whatever the manufacturer put into them to make them different, but they have to show that there's a difference. Like I told you, the whole Betty Crocker cake mix scenario, anybody can buy Betty Crocker and you can get it from anywhere you want, but some people do something to it to make it different. You heard people say, women say, what did you do to this? Even guys say it too. What did you do to it? It doesn't taste like what I got at home, because they put something special in it to make it different. So again, unless they did something really special to it, that's the only way. Other than that, it's just basically over-the-counter products. That's what it is. So this fellow made this video. He titled it. There's his title at the top. Now, to make this crystal clear, because this individual has a very difficult time understanding when we talk about this topic and we bring it up from time to time, this has nothing to do with court orders we have against you. This has nothing to do with whether you send me 100 emails, 200 emails, or cursing me. It has nothing to do with this. This is a perfect example to warn customers why you must request tests. I'm not talking about just from you. I'm talking about from us too, from everybody. Should be requested to have tests done before the product is sold. Now, people are looking at this and go, well, I won't buy this stuff at the end of the day. But consider the fact that the individuals who did purchase this product believing that this product was something different, and it wasn't. And mind you, this fellow isn't using an everyday projector. He's using a P2. It's a pretty good projector at the end of the day. It's a laser, a quad laser, a triple laser projector, 4K. This thing is supposed to be insane at the end of the day. And look, House Paint does the exact same thing. There's no difference in the House Paint and his product. And this is supposed to be his best product. It's supposed to be his Cinemax, not our Cinemax. Our Cinemax is a little different. We don't require expensive projectors. All right, so now he's going to get mad and upset because, oh, you showed my face. Dude, you made the video. What are you upset about? What makes you angry is the fact that you've had this video was floating around for 4 months before we found it. So when we found the video, and actually I requested it and contacted me on the phone about 2.0, we were developing some paint we had, and he wanted to buy it. But anyway, since I had him on the phone, I asked him, did you do this test? Because we did request it 6 months to a year ago. He did the test. He said he had 2 videos. We tracked them down. We found them, and they were up there for 4 months. Now, all of a sudden, when we started explaining to people, and I don't know why no one saw this to begin with, it took us to come in and to clarify that the product was matching. That no one saw this at all? No one saw this? Come on, it can't be that easy. I'm pretty sure other people saw this and said, well, something's wrong here. This is actually matching. That doesn't look right. And I'm pretty sure other people probably saw it and said, oh, it's 2 different paints. If you thought that was 2 different paints, you need to take your driver's license and cut it in half. You don't need to be driving. You don't need to be on the road. You are a hazard if you can't tell the difference between this and that. That's never good. If anything you're working at requires eyesight, you should not be doing it at all, period. So anyway, in the video, he was forced by customers because customers got to a point where they were tired of him dodging the video, the requests. At one point, I was downstairs in the basement, and I thought to myself, we got so many of these gray tones out here. I saw a lot of them at Sherwin-Williams. What is the odds of one of these guys coming in and just taking some of this gray paint off the shelf? They don't have to buy any black paint, nothing. It really doesn't cost anything. Sprinkle a little glitter into that and say, voila, we got a new product. Hit it with the high-end projector because you think you're really getting that from the paint when it's really coming from the projector. And let's stick it in a dark environment so that way we don't have to worry about discoloration or washout from contrast and color due to the fact we're in an ambient light controlled environment. That's why we don't use ambient light controlled environments, because it's a way of cheating. So they'll save a ton of money. And then they'll charge you $60, $90 for a quart on something you could have clearly went out and bought a gallon. So this is the individual who felt the need, well, he had to do this because, again, he should have done it. He should have done it to begin with. This is a test he should have ran at the beginning. And if he ran these tests to begin with, he would have realized he was matching house paint. And maybe he would have made it a little different, something else, so it doesn't match house paint. So at least if he was ever put on blast like this, or this popped up, he could defend himself. He can't defend himself because he didn't do testing. Now, how many products did he match with the Network Grade 773? Only one, and only one only. How many did we match when we did the test ourselves? 3 screen paints: Personal, Metallica, and Cinemax. all match the house paint. As a matter of fact, the black on black, which is the free paint mix, and Metallica 2.0 is an actual free paint mix that, again, video went missing. This paint also match the personal mix. Metallica and personal are actually the same thing, almost the same thing, but they do match quite well. All right, painting the screen down, getting ready to do the sample. Here it is right there. Now, this would be considered to be a gray versus gray. This is what this would be. Anytime you put in a gray screen versus a gray screen, it's a gray on gray. Black on black, which is us, would be black paint against black products. And like I said, this came up. Conversation I have with a customer, he asked me, what's the difference between your product? Because we're tested. He went away and said, yeah, I know. I've been to the website. I've seen it. There's tons of testing all over our site. As a matter of fact, today we're going to start putting the links in for our entire test page in every single shopping cart. We have so much information on our site on basic product and specifications. That's another thing too. I don't understand. How in the world do they have product specification sheets if they are not doing tests? How are you doing this? Now, in his product, he has in his description that his product works at 2200 lumens. He doesn't even know his own stuff. We tested it. We got 1,000 lumens in the dark. House paint will pick up at 1,000 lumens in the dark. Heck, house paint will pick up at 900 lumens or 500 lumens in the dark. We got some house paint in here today. We got some house paint here. We made some products out of house paint. I got a 500 lumen projector in here and 1,000 lumen projector. It'll pick up with no problem whatsoever. So if his product, as he claims, picks up at only 2200, and we have house paint that we bought that can pick up at 1,000 lumens, there's something wrong there. So we had the white levels. Of course, the white levels on the Sherwin-Williams is going to pop higher because it's actually much lighter than this product, so it will pick up a higher white level. Let's show you some of the other areas we have here. Now you notice this right here, there's supposed to be black contrast in here. His hat is actually darker than the contrast levels that are actually on a projector that has a 2,000,000 to 1 contrast. That's what I told you. You people with these gray screens on these like expensive high-end projectors, JVCs and all that stuff, you're not picking up any color or contrast. It's not registering. You're not picking it up. You just think you're seeing it, but you're not picking it up. Look at this. Now this is the reason why you have to ask these questions. Because these people got ripped off. The people who purchased this product before this video was made clearly got ripped off. What's its return policy? Oh, I've seen the return policy. The return policy is an absolute nightmare. You can go check it out for yourself. We don't go on that circus ride of a website, and it is. I'm not being rude here. It literally is a deranged circus ride. If you go on that website and you read through some of that stuff, it is freaking nutso in there. It is. Person clearly doesn't know anything that he doesn't know what he's talking about. He really doesn't. He does. In proper description of the product altogether. Again, no test demonstrations. All customers are sitting in dark environments, which they have no choice because this product can't work. You see how fast the environment changed? See these lights around the screen? That environment is dark. This is the only way his product will work. So basically, they'll start off in a somewhat decent lit environment, and then they'll turn out the lights because that's when the paint starts to improve a little bit. Remind you, that's a 4K projector running right now. Look how badly and washed out the image is. And on top of that, look how well it's matching the house paint. And this is the reason why we strongly advise for customers to ask these questions. Ask them to us. Ask them to anybody else, but you need to ask these questions. Has your product been tested? Where are your test demonstrations? We just uploaded a ton of videos. I think not a ton, but about 8 or 9 videos on the glass technology. You know how many different videos we had to take of that technology and the time of the day? This is how we know how screens are going to activate and what time. Because I literally had to be out there starting from 9 o'clock in the morning. I have to be out there on my phone. I have to put up there and say, okay, we're up here at 5, we're at 6, we're at 7, we're at 8. All that has to be done. Every last one of those videos has to be uploaded to be documented. It isn't to brag and show what the product can do. It's basically documenting exactly what time of the day we can get it to register. So that way, when we're doing business with someone, we can show them, look, we're outside live. We got it to run at 12 o'clock. We got it to run at 1 o'clock. We got it to run at 2 o'clock, and so on. They said these products are for outside. No, they're not for outside. Last thing you want to use outside is a gray screen, but we'll talk about that later on. But let's talk about testing. So if he had properly tested the product, he would have realized it matches house paint. Now, the reason why we don't go to his website, because this individual right here is extremely rude. We have tons of videos on this individual of cursing this out, even flashing pornography on his own website. I guess it discouraged the live stream, but all it did was just make him look really bad. And another thing you have to watch out for are images. Are the images theirs? Do they belong to them? Are you being bamboozled? We caught this guy actually with fake Google images, not fake Google images, fake pictures of his screen paints, where he ripped off Google imaging, took images, placed them on his website as if the paint was doing that. It wasn't doing that at all, period. So you have to watch out for these things. Now, this is what ticks them off. They don't want us arming customers with this information because, again, this is going to basically derail the gravy train. They can't continue to rip you off or steal or rob from you. Look at this. You have to see this. Look at that. Now, how bold is this individual? Extremely bold. This guy walked out of a Home Depot in one of his demonstrations. We talked about this before with bare silver screen and matched perfectly to a screen. That means any one of you could have just walked out of a Home Depot with bare silver screen and literally did the exact same thing. Save yourself some money. Now, not just him, everybody needs to have these tests done. Because I don't want him to think at the end of the day, oh, we're just picking on him. No, we're not just picking on you, Jamie. Everybody needs to do these tests. Everybody. That way, he or she, the customer, knows that they're not getting ripped off at the end of the day. If this bothers any of you screen paint makers out there from the door, if you're upset by this ruffles your feathers, you need to pack it up. Because you will be the first ones to argue at the end of the day that why something breaks or something doesn't work right or something doesn't function right in your car. You'll probably scream out of your mouth, has it been tested? How dare you even make that statement? How dare you even make the statement if anything in your household that you have purchased, paid money for, and worked for has been tested when you're selling an untested product? That's why this stuff will never make it on site. No one will touch this stuff with a 10-foot pole because it doesn't work. When you do environments, dark environments, when you basically design environments so basically your product looks better, you know what happens when you go on site? You can't coach those people at the end of the day to turn off lighting in an establishment that they were using way before your product ever was there. They want to know if that product is going to work in that environment. So you lie to these people by telling them that it will work. Just like the people sitting there with the short throw venue projector. Those birds clearly washed out. That was not green at the end of the day. It was washed out. They had to turn out the lights in the environment, even with the projector they purchased, for the main reason of getting it to operate in that environment. And your product should have worked along with the projector and the environment without any change whatsoever. This is what I mean by constantly lying. It'll catch up to you. You don't do these tests. But this is one of them why you should be requesting tests. Let's pause this right here. This is the Home Depot. This is the fellow walking out of a Home Depot. The video was recorded because, as I said before, we knew he was going to delete the video. We knew it was going to go missing. And it did. It went missing. You can try to look it up for yourself. Try to find it. I'll leave it there for a minute. You can see that's the title of it. You make a mental note of that and go look for the video and see if you can find it. We actually had a challenge on that, trying to find these videos. So this one, he walks clean out of a Home Depot. So we're showing you the things that you need to worry about when buying screen paint products, what you have to consider. You must make sure that these videos and test videos are on the website. And I'm talking about legit tests, not some dumb nonsense. We have somebody else's meter readings. Why would you have someone else's meter reading on your test page? That doesn't make any sense. That should be your meter readings on there, not somebody else's. You know what I'm talking about, Danny? Definitely you. Your test page is an absolute nightmare in there. You're not supposed to have, you're supposed to have dozens and dozens and dozens of videos. Right now, we have to upload all the test videos that we did on the invisible technology and display that to the test page. I'm going to do that when I get in today because I have to do some stuff over there today. Now, on site, what did we do on site? On site, we went in and got some white sheets of paper, put it against the screen, and we did that demonstration right on site. The exact same demonstrations that we used to do here. It did the same reaction. Didn't pull contrast, didn't pull color, but that's something else we'll talk about later on too. It's the reason why when we had the people out there walking around in the establishment and they were looking at the difference of why you don't use white screens. We have the gray sample. We'll be taking it down today. I forgot it when I went down. I'll be taking it down today with me. Because we had people asking us what's the difference between, if you put a gray screen in that environment, it's not going to react. It's just not going to, but we'll do it anyway. So see, at that point, I'm going to show you something. This is what I told you. I just told you a few minutes ago. They have to darken the environment because the screen won't work correctly. He just showed you a few minutes ago. When he backed his camera back, the windows were open. What's the point of showing the windows being open if you're going to close them anyway when you do the demonstration? That's no point. Double clicked. I hate when I double click stuff. That's when you game a lot on freaking PC. You constantly have a double clicking. Now, see, windows are open, right? So, did Windows ever shut when he was doing the test? When we test, everything stays exactly the same way. You can't disrupt the environment. And that's not a lot of light. Consider the fact that it's still dark in these areas, but okay. So you can get a good look at what it is and pause it right here. Make a mental note. There you are. That is the personal mix right there. Not only is that the personal mix, but that will match the Cinemax, and that will also match a couple other paints he has. The majority of everything they have in the tones will match what they have. There you go. There's your mental note. If you have now, is the personal mix available for customers on his website? No. He has this hidden in an area for overseas customers. That's hidden in there. What he has in the place of the personal mix is the Metallica 2.0. And again, for you people who don't know, that's an item that you can make for free. This is why you got to do research when you buy stuff. We all know that already. I shouldn't have to repeat that because we all know this already. Literally, we all know this. I don't think you go out and see a car on Craigslist for sale and you just go hop out there and just go buy it and then find out later on that the engine had cracked and they welded it back together, the exhaust system and all that stuff just doesn't work anymore because you should have brought a mechanic with you, or if you know, at the end of the day, to look over the vehicle just to make sure that you're not getting ripped off. Way too close to that screen. Why is it so close to the screen? I can never understand why it's so close. No one's going to sit that close to the screen. Virtually, I never understand why people get that close to a screen to begin with when they show it off. Because I mean, you're going to show some detail, I can understand that, but the whole majority of the video that's up on the screen, no one's going to be that close ever to a screen. Because you have really bad eye problems. So here we're showing you where he paints the screen down. The previous screen he had down is the one he has on the wall. It's just a surface he's painting over. The bear is actually much lighter. So of course, it's going to pick up a much higher white level, better skin tones, all that's going to pick up much higher. But the interesting about it is able to maintain a contrast level right next to his product. Now, as I said before, gentlemen, off topic, just to talk about you guys just a little bit. You shouldn't be worried about me at the end of the day. What you need to be worried about is the Benjamin Moore Home Depots. We'll walk through a Home Depot and just do a video right through that bad boy and just show you the tones. That's what they got to worry about. They're in competition with the tones. Those are screen paints that look exactly like screen paints. You don't have to put anything into them whatsoever due to the fact that they're already mixed. Now look at the windows now. Watch this. Now the windows are shut. He had the windows open to paint the screen in. But the minute he goes to show the video, he shuts the blinds. You know why? Because this will give him a better chance of being able to compete or try to compete with the bare silver screen, because his screen doesn't work well in a fully lit environment. We can knock out both of those screens at the same time in a dark environment, and we can knock them both out in a fully lit environment. We don't have to change the environment, ever. That's why I was walking around the complex, the building, and setting the ultra short throw projector to show people have ultra short throw projectors. We can walk around this building at daytime with all the lights on and not turn on any lights on a projector that costs $778. So this is where things get a little dicey. Now, for him, on his behalf, he feels that because you see a slight little difference, in order to see this, keep in mind, people, you have to be right up on top of the screen. There is no way in the world anyone's going to sit that close to a 100-inch screen. It's not going to happen. Who sits that close to a screen? At 11 feet away, at 100 screen, 11 or 12 away, you won't notice the difference. You won't see anything at all, period. And especially with constant motion moving across the screen, you won't see any of that at all, period. I remember having these discussions with people who were going out and buying white projection screens, 2.0. There's a difference between a 2.0 and a 0.1 gain white projection screen, and no, they look all the same to me. We did demonstrations on that too. Can't tell a t-shirt, bed sheet, even a white curtain from a professional white projection screen. They do all the same thing. Now, see, if you had a 2.0, and a 2.0 was able to pull a darker shade of gray than a white sheet, then okay, you got something there. But other than that, it doesn't do anything different. All right, so you're looking at this right here. Look at the blend right there. There's no difference. So at this particular time, that product I think was $75. I think it was $75. I think it was at the time. 75. Yeah. $75. You could have bought a gallon for pretty much very cheap. I don't think the tones existed then. I'm not sure they did or not. But there's no big difference we're getting out of it. Look at the contrast. See right here? I showed you the paint went down. One was actually lighter than the other. Nope. No contrast difference. If there is one in there, you're not going to see it. Let's show you the face. Of course, the bear is going to pick up a much higher white tone because, again, it's much lighter. Look at this. No difference. So why would you go in and spend that kind of money on a product that there's no testing attached to it? You literally could have went and purchased that paint yourself right out of Home Depot. We could do just like he did. Go in and buy it and walk right out the door. There's no difference. This is why tests need to be requested. Now, anyone who gets upset with me, anyone who's bothered by me making this statement that product should be tested, then you should be making screen paint. I'm not sitting there saying at the end of the day that only your stuff should be tested and my stuff should never be tested. I never said that. I said all products should be tested, including our own. So what's the problem? Why do they get so angry? Because again, this actually puts a monkey wrench in their engine. This derails the gravy train. Because now they got to test. And I don't want to test at the end of the day. Now, if you don't have proper testing, you don't have proper specifications. Now, one of the videos under Danny, where Solid Wake 5 went in and did a demo review, and it's the only review. There's no other view on that product. That's the only one of an unboxing on that product. Of him basically painting the screen down. The screen came out a completely different color. Thank goodness we recorded the video. See, people get on me about basically recording people's dubbing their videos. This is why we dub. Because these people have a history of deleting videos off their channel. They're known for it. We know why Solid Wake removed the videos. One of the individuals, and I hate to go off topic here in this direction, got served a court order for touching copyrights, for carrying on and acting up. And the other fellow is also in trouble for basically committing fraud against our company for doing a fake unboxing. He's going to be going to court at the end of the year. So he removed all his videos off his channel. His channel is blank. I don't know if there's anything up there now. Do I care to check? No, I don't care. But when we're in there, all the videos were gone. I literally had to go back and check my own videos to make sure we were on the right channel. No, he removed all his videos. So you can see there was some fear going on in there about him getting that court order in his door with Jamie. But anyway, let's get back to the topic here. So in that, on his channel, he had a video of Danny's product, the unboxing. Interesting thing about that product was it didn't come up the same color, completely different color. Let's go over here and find the video. This is the reason why we do these. We copy these videos, people. And this helps our customers out because this keeps you guys from getting ripped off. Let me see. Oh, we're going to be outside today. We're going to be on site today. I love being on site. That's why I said I'm not really going to be doing any videos here much. I'll be over there. All right, let me see. So you can find it. It has a magic hat on it for a thumbnail. Here we go. This is it right here. So this is the video that's missing off the account because he removed it. Let's see, put it back in, but it's gone. So this video right here shows that this is a product made by Danny. Danny makes this stuff called PSP paints. So the PSP paints, he comes in, he talks about his video where he explains how the stuff is made from not over the counter, it's made from scratch, virtually impossible. You can't charge $60 for a product that you made from scratch because again, you know, chemicals that go into making actual paint are extremely expensive. One of them is around like about $300 or $400 for that chemical. So no, the hazmatic suit alone that you would need in order to mix those chemicals, the testing facility, even the license alone would be more than $60. You're not making any money. You're actually losing money in the process. And the reason why Home Depot and these big companies can do it because they are million or billion or whatever industries. You're not a corporation, so no, there's no way in the world possible. But anyway, let's go over here. This is supposed to be the color of the product right there. Oh, this is another person who's going to be upset and angry because we got a copy of a video he wants to go bye-bye. I'm pretty sure he wasn't upset with his video going missing. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. Because in this video, which you have to be careful why products need to be tested, this is what the color of the product was supposed to be. Now, it's supposed to be a dark gray, a very dark gray, more like an everyone's charcoal gray. And if you look at the product when he's stirring it up, you can tell that there has to be most of the pigment or powder or whatever you put into it is laying at the bottom because it's not blending well. He's getting swirls in it. That swirls when you're stirring something up. It should have turned dark as what you're seeing here, but it's not. It's still saying light gray here, but as he's stirring it, this would turn dark gray because that's what he's mixing it with. It's at the bottom, but for some reason, it's not mixing well at all. And this guy shook this stuff up on camera pretty hard. And it still didn't it didn't turn this color. It actually stayed the exact same color as the surface he was painting it on. It showed no change. Now you see how these, look at this, right here and here. Boy, I'm so glad we made a copy of this video. I really am. This thing wasn't missing. It's gone now. Well, Danny, you have joined the ranks of Jamie now. Missing videos that you want to go bye-bye. I'm pretty sure you were glad when this video disappeared when he wiped his account. Now we go to the account. We're going to go into his, look for the other video. That's what we're hunting for right now. You know, I just thought about this. I just saw images of you slandering me on your channel as you're rolling through. We can use this for court evidence against you. And I'm going to make another copy of this of that particular area, and we'll get that ready for the attorneys also too as more evidence of you deleting channels. You have a history of this. This is Soloway 5. We actually caught him with a fake email, and he got busted. In the middle of the video live stream, he started deleting his channel. This is a history of you doing this, hiding evidence. You know how much trouble you can get into for hiding evidence? A lot of trouble. Don't do that. Get you in some trouble. So you see the color of the surface here? This is the color of the surface. And we started painting it out. We show you an image before he started the paint job. Paint pan's clean. There's nothing in it. This is the surface. How do you paint a house or a screen paint is supposed to be? A screen paint. Shakes are pretty good on camera. See, shaking it up. This is the stuff, gentlemen, that come back to haunt you when you don't do tests correctly. So you can see he did a good job shaking it up. And I hate to say something to you, Soloway 5, you are colorblind, and I'll tell you why. When you popped the top and you saw how dark it is, and you were rolling it down, you didn't see it. There was a difference. Like you didn't see that this was not that dark when you were rolling it in. That should have told you something right there that something was wrong. But remember, when you're in live streams, people, you can't actually back out of it. Kind of hard to do. You're stuck because you're in a live stream and there's other people watching you do this. That's why we do all our tests in live streams. And the reason why some people don't go in and watch some of the live streams, because they know we're going to pass the test. We're known for passing tests in live stream. This is our record. How many video test demonstrations I had in live stream? We're known for that. Now look at this. This is the part I wanted to show you real quick. This is where he painted. This is a finished product already. If you notice that the finished product looks exactly like the screen before it was wasn't painted. There was no change. See this right here? That's the surface. Let me get a cleaner shot of that. Much cleaner shot. There we go. That's the surface before you painted it, because you look at the paint pan, it's clean. And this is the surface after he painted it. What change do you see? None. So somebody would have bought this paint, painted it to this screen, did all that work, all that time, paid the money, and turned around. Nothing happened at all. That is a PayPal complaint. That is a have not described. If it was a company who bought this stuff and they painted it to the screen and nothing changed, and decided, let's take this joker to court, how are you going to defend yourself if you don't have any tests on your products? Do you have any tests backing your product? This is going to be requested. You can't get on in court and talk about all that dumb philosophy nonsense he usually does, my range gain and blah, blah, blah. They don't want to hear that crap. Anything that you say in court, you have to have 100% to back it up, or it's considered to be hearsay. You ask a lawyer about that, he'll tell you right from the door. Because if that was the case, that means anybody could go into court and make up any kind of accusation about you, and it would stick, and you would go to jail for it. You had to have proof. You had to have evidence that this works, or it's called hearsay. That's why you got to have tests. And we could do better than that. If we were doing a demonstration, anyone brought us to court and said, hey, look, his product's not my black paint. Oh, man, you're going to regret the day you walk me into a courtroom, because you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to draw into the screen right there in the courtroom and drop it at 1,000 lumens just for the heck of it all, and then countersue your behind. So you don't want to do that because my stuff is tested. All right, so let's go back and look at this. This is the before. This is when the surface. This is his products. You can see. I'm going to get this cleaned up a little bit. There we go. So we got the PSP product. I'm glad he did the label. We saw everything crystal clear. All right. That's the surface when he didn't paint it. And this is the surface after he painted. Looks exactly the same. There's no change in it at all whatsoever. And this is the color it was supposed to be. This is why we put both videos together, so we can come in and break it down for you to make it easier for you to see. That's the color it was supposed to be. But when he shook it up, this is the original screen. Go back to the final end. This right here. And this right here is the screen when he finished with it. Now, let me see if he popped the top on this one. Here we go. That's the color. He pops the top on when he opens up the lid, when he shakes it up. Look at the color of it. Now, look at the color here. Two different colors. Man, you guys are, I'm not going to be rude. I'm not going to call you any names here. But gee whiz Louise, come on. What do you think? People were just born yesterday. We're supposed to be stupid at the end of the day. Everybody was born under a rock or something. You know, you can't tell. Silent Wake 5, you couldn't tell the difference between two colors. There's a huge, massive difference between this right here and that. Not the same color. So in a way, he should have known better. He put himself on in the way of a line of fire. And the reason why is because if you knew that Danny didn't test this product at all, why in the world would you put your head under the chopping block for this one? You got there on camera and you talk. We even had you on camera recorded saying that how this is a professional product, it's a tested product, and what happened in the demonstration. This is why customers, you need to request tests. We did do a video. We did go in and look for each one of his screen paints. There's 3 hours to do this. Each one of his screen paints, one online to see if we can find any testing. There was no testing under the product whatsoever, and this is why it came up this way. Here he is painting the screen in. Now, keep in mind, as he's painting the screen in, again, Silent Wake 5, did you not notice that the color was not the same that when you first opened up the container? Because that's not the color. It should have been a little darker. It should have been almost near these cabinets over here. That's the color. But again, he's on live. He has to fake it as much as he can to try to make it. You ever heard that line, fake it till you make it? Now look at the color of it. Not the same color. On top of that, the screen was having problems with discoloration on the screen. It was this weird white speckled discoloration. There were some black areas. There were some kind of like someone had dropped ink on the screen, but some kind of discoloration with little black dots all over the screen. See, and this is the reason why products have to be tested. Not the same color, is it? Completely different. Actually, it's the same color as this. Whatever this is what it became. Whatever that is, did not happen. What I find even shocking is the fact that how hard he shook this stuff up, which means if you get this stuff home and you shake it up, put it in a paint mixer, it's not going to do a world of good because, again, you're still going to come up with a complete different color. And if one product did this, all of them are going to do this, unless he has them tested. This is something he should have did in the privacy of his home and tested this stuff to see whether or not this reaction was going to happen. Oh, man. I'm glad no one purchased that stuff. Because like I said, we look for reviews. We couldn't find anybody else with it. So that's good. That's a good sign right there. Now, unlike Jamie's site, we don't like to go to because Jamie just carries on. Some people are basically their own worst enemy. He just self-destructs all the time. We go over there, cursing, ranting, all that stuff. Jamie, that's not good for you at all. It's not a good look at the end of the day. It's not professional. Cursing and ranting and carrying on, flashing pornography on your website. Not good. Sometimes I do you a big favor by just avoiding your website altogether because you are your worst enemy at the end of the day. So we go to Danny's site. Danny's site is well more professional put together, but there's a lot of lies on the site, a ton of lies on the site. The range gain, another thing you have to be careful about, fake specifications. Range gain doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a range gain. Range gain is virtually impossible. What he's explaining what range gain is supposed to be is that if you paint the screen, say the screen's gray, it's all gray. There's nothing different with gray or putting a blue or a different one on it. It's just all gray. If you paint that gray screen a different way, the gain changes on it. That's virtually impossible. It's like someone saying, hey, you got a blue car, but if you paint this car red, it goes faster. No. Well, actually, it would be a different color, but you know what I'm talking about. When you paint it blue again, I guess the term would say if it was blue, and if you painted it again blue, it would be faster. That'd be a better way of putting it. Now, I know you naysayers are in my room. I know you're in here. Hello. I know you're in here. I know you coming here to watch because you want to know what I'm talking about. So I'm speaking directly to you. I know you're in here. So let me explain something to you. You have to have tests on your products. Do you understand that? I know right now you're sitting at your phone, your computer, and your heart's bouncing at 100 miles an hour. I know this already. Probably got a little bit dry cotton mouth going on right now. And some of you are probably sitting there smiling and laughing over this because you think all this is funny at the end of the day, but it's not funny when you're ripping off people. Now, say if you were to go out and buy something real nice that you wanted for yourself and say that you got ripped off in the process, it'd make you upset, wouldn't it? You'd be pretty angry, wouldn't you? So why do you do other people that way? And you find it funny. Like when we see Jamie flashing laugh emojis, those laugh emojis don't affect me at the end of the day. They affect you because it shows the customers how professional you claim to be and you're not. You should be apologizing to your customers instead of putting up laugh emojis. That's like spitting in your customers' faces. All right, just want to put that clear to you because I know you're in here watching. Now there's the label right there, as I showed you. You saw in the demonstration. Danny has a habit of going to his site and changing words out like I'm the king and stuff like that. And Chris, again, childish. You got to grow up, okay? You got to grow up. These are the PSP premium paints. The paint that was used in the demonstration is this one right here for $60. It's the paint that came up with a complete different color. In the demonstration, the product, it claims to be dark gray. It is not dark gray, as we saw in the demonstration. It didn't come up anywhere near dark gray. Let me see. It says it has rear capabilities. I have not seen any demonstrations on rear capabilities. I showed you the testing that goes in for rear capabilities. There's nothing there. Where are the specifications here for rear technology? There's nothing there. What type of projector, what time of the day can you use it? There's nothing here. What's the angle gain on it? There's nothing there at all, period. It just says front and rear. It doesn't clear up anything for me. Did he remove the range gain? Nope, there's the range gain right there, I told you. So basically, what he has here is approximate range gain. it has a 0.80 to 0.85. Now, when you painted the screen in, Danny, talking directly to you, because customers need to know this, what gain did you paint in? Because you never said. Silent Wake 5 never said either what specific gain you were painting in. Where is the demonstration to show and prove this theory that if you paint the screen can vary slightly based upon application technique, which means if you paint the screen a different way, it will form a different gain. Now, I swear, I would love to see someone post a comment at the bottom explaining that to me. I'm pretty sure all of us would love to see this. This is customers talking to you. This is the reason why you need to request tests. You need to request that test too also. You want to see the difference. You don't even know what gain you have. What gain do you actually have when you paint the screen? You could have a 8.80 or a 0.85. Which one is it that you just painted in? What technique is required to paint in the 0.85 or 0.80? Which one is it? Because I only saw one application on how to paint the screen. And if he does paint the screen a different way, do you have a way to back this up? Do you have a gain gun on you? You know, the gain gun does it. Just measures how much light's coming off your screen. So do you have that piece of equipment to show us that this screen, if you paint it a different way, it's going to pick up a different form of gain? You know, no company on the right mind is going to look at this and go, oh, that's possible. No, that's not possible. I dropped this in ABS forums and they just couldn't stop laughing at it. That's virtually impossible. That's some serious magic paint at the end of the day to pull that one off. Recommended for 2,000 lumens. That's extremely bad. You got a black screen or a dark gray and you're only picking up at 2,000 lumens? Are you kidding me? You know, dark primer, again, we've tested this stuff, we've had it here, can pick up at 1,000. That's house paint. 2,000 lumens ain't nothing. That's easy. We pick up at 1,500 and we're black screens. Actually, we can pick up at 1,000 and we're black screens. So no. And I'm talking about fully lit environment, 21 feet back from the screen, 1,000 lumens. At a screen size at 120 inches on a projector, it was only designed to do 60. So that's not good. 2,000 lumens are not good at all. But this right here, this is, now mind you, he can put down whatever lumen count he wants to put down. It's his business, that's true. But no, that's not a good sign at 2,000 lumens. Sorry. This right here has to be proven. Sorry, if I got you guys in the wrong second, here we go. This right here has to be proven. This is fake. Rear, I haven't seen any rear demonstrations. So again, you paint this screen in thinking it's rear projection, front and rear, and you paint this onto an acoustic screen, you could damage your screen. You know what happens if you paint regular paint onto an acoustic screen or whatever? What happens is your hose will get clogged and your screen will have a muffle effect attached to it, which means you can transfer image, you just can't transfer picture. Let me see. Not recommended for ultra short throw projectors. Wait a minute. Man, they don't update their pages. Look at this. He still has his date right here. Coming May the 19th. We're past May the 19th. This is how you show they haven't been updating the page frequently at all, period. Just so launch dates on here. PFP application. I'm not going through the whole application. We're just not. I got things I got to do today. Application is just too complicated. It is. You read through it yourself. You can see it for yourself. This is crazy. This is all the stuff you got to go through. So we only got one demonstration here. This is one application. Where's the application for the second one? There should be two up here. And these videos should be marked. It should be application, paint on application for 0.08 or 80. Oh, he has an 80. For 2 gains. You have 2 gains on your product, Danny. And if you have 2 gains on your product, that means you need to have 2 videos showing the paint on technique for both gains. Because again, you can't back up that range gain. You only have 1 video there. Where's the other one? And what gain are they painted in to begin with? This is not ultra short throw compatible. That one's not ultra short compatible. That's another problem too. Ultra short throw, where we're at right now, we got to run ultra short throw literally through the whole building because where the projectors at the position, we don't want people knocking into them, people walking in front of these projectors. So everything has to be done majority with ultra short throw. And the problem we have here is the fact that these paints pretty much are not ultra short throw. Look at this one. This was supposed to be out on the 26th. Very sure he gave up on the website. We've seen this before. I've seen it. We've got canceled orders from this individual. We had a site literally shut down to get a 404 error to keep us from basically buying the product over here for testing. Just problems after problems. But the fact that that product didn't come out the exact same color, yeah, is really, really suspicious right there. This is supposed to be the black product right here. And again, not recommended for ultra short throw. Off topic, Danny, how are you going to compete with my black technology? I can pick up an ultra short throw with no problem. Matter of fact, I'm going to be in the day doing another demonstration on ultra short throw projecting. So customers would stay away from this, number one, not because it's not tested and not because the product can't produce its color correctly, but also for the fact that it's not ultra short throw. And most people now are using ultra short throw projectors. As I showed you before, we got an ultra short throw setup on site. This would be useless. Couldn't use it because you can't run it. So how are you going to compete your black technology to mine? On top of that, there's no test on your products. Let's go over here to testing, see if he has any test demonstrations in here. Nope, just this is supposed to be black versus black. Nope, that's not a black versus black test. We invented the black versus black, so that's a fail. That's not a black versus black. Black versus black is supposed to be against other forms of house paints and fabrics and all that stuff to prove that you don't match any of this stuff. This won't help you at all. This doesn't work. Meter testing, showing someone else's meter test, that's not testing at all. That's what I told you about. He has our meter test in there. Why would our meter test be on your test page? Yeah, man, that's not. See, the problem is with you guys at the end of the day, you're not professional. And the reason why you're not professional is because you take this petty nonsense and you put it on your website. We don't put this petty nonsense on our website. You see the difference in our website's more professional looking. This is my site. We're LLC. You have an LLC for your company? You do not. We do. Let me show you. See how professional my site looks? See my demonstrations I have on display for my customers? These are demonstrations we have on site. Demonstrations we have here. Look at the difference between my technology and a white wall. Look at the size of my screen size. These are our pictures that we post. Outside demonstrations. Inflatable screen demonstrations. And this is outside, daytime. What's the difference between our product and a white screen? There you go. I'm gonna do another one. My on-site pictures, I'm gonna do some more of those. I have them over here. See right there? That's what you have to be to show. I'm gonna be doing some of our ultra short though too on site and put them up here too. We don't got enough pictures on here, so we got enough pictures, but you know what I'm talking about. This is my specification sheet. You have nothing on your specification sheet at all. There's nothing on there. This is your specification sheet. This is clearly what it says on your specification sheet. And this is why I tell customers, you gotta be careful. Read through this nonsense. Because this product hasn't been tested, that's why there's nothing on the specification sheet. Nothing but a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Specification sheet, 32 ounces, polarized or whatever it's called, dark gray. Is that under? Oh, I forgot we got music playing in the background. Guaranteed to cover up to 120-inch screen, color dark gray. Not true because we saw in the demonstration, nowhere near dark gray. This stuff is at the bottom. This is just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. That's not even necessary. You have no application surface. Your sprayer, basically, is not an information for a sprayer. What type of sprayer can you use? What do you recommend? Ventilated area, mask, glasses, all that stuff should be in there. What's your narrow viewing cone effect? You don't even have anything down there for basically washing up the product, or basically if you get it on your clothes or whatever, how you wash it up, mild hot water and soap. It's a low VOC, it's eco-friendly. That's not even down there. What surfaces can you paint on? We have basically stucco and polyester tarps don't work well. We have tests backing all that up why you don't do it. You don't have anything here at all, period. What's the category class of your product? What's the category class? So when you make a product, have category class. You know what I mean? You don't even have, there's a lot of stuff missing from here. If you're using this outside, there should be a whole section for outside. Using for outside, what type of projectors can you use outside? Can you use 1,000 lumens? What time of the day will the screen activate? None of that's there at all, period. You have it at 2,000 lumens. Okay, right there. That's pretty much it. There's nothing there. Literally, you can find stuff on wish list with a bigger specification sheet. This is what you got customers you need to ask questions about. Now, this is our specification sheet because we do a ton of testing. That's why when you see videos popping up, those are tests going through. So we got free worldwide shipping. We explain this with clear and plain share shipping policy. Fully weatherproof screen paint works best at 6 o'clock in the evening. We get tons of tests on when the product is activated. Do not use in direct sunlight. You literally does not have on the site because that you have to put on there. Customers will slap a screen in direct sunlight and then blame you for it. So you have to have that on there. Projection lumen count recommended for outside 6 o'clock evening at 4,000 lumens after 1,000 lumens. Because after you reach 6, 7 o'clock, you can run anything you want off that screen. But people want to use it around 6 o'clock, yeah, it's going to require a 4,000 lumen projector. All that information has to be put in there. And so what you move from right there, the heightening, little technology put in there, you know what I mean? What we have in there basically makes the screen paint what it is. Name of the product, right there. Category class, which is called a Superior Elitist 48. You don't have a category of your product. We make a lot of these things. All right, no ambient light controlled environment or dark environments. That's the whole thing of ADV, black technology gain. And we back that up on so many levels, it's not even funny. Even watching the screen absorb and eat sunlight. So yeah, we can back up that with no problem. Let's see, type of product. You have to have what type the product is. Some people may look at it and think it's a physical screen that you're selling. So you have to make that crystal clear that to the customer, hey, look, this is not a physical screen, this is a paint. I've had that happen a couple of times. So you have to put down roll on or spray on screen paint only. Please note, this is not a physical projection screen, but a paint on inside or out projection screen. That must be specified, because if you don't, like I said, you're going to run into that confusion barrier. Viewing angles. We pick up at 190-degree viewing angles. We have this inside and out demonstrations to match all this. All tests were done on this. Color. We call this OLED black. That's the color we have for it, because this stuff is dark as I don't know what. Not gunmetal or dark gray, because when people are getting confused, it's maybe it could be a gunmetal screen because it's really dark, maybe it could be dark gray. You have to specify the color. All right, and OLED right there, white level capabilities. We tell you at the end of the day that it's a roll-on or spray-on application designed to pull higher levels, but it also tells you at the end of the day that we're not going to pull the exact same white levels as a white screen. That has to be in there. Let's see, basically telling you this is a customized engineered product and policy that's in there. Basically, paint on applications, paint sprayer best recommended is the Wagner 250. Actually, we bought a new paint sprayer. We got blessed for $40, $39 on eBay. Amazon are having that whole Prime Day, which is actually fantastic for us. Please note, when using our paint sprayers, use a well-ventilated area with safety glasses and a painter's mask. You have to have that specified anytime you mention a paint sprayer. Has to be in there. Even though if you think the customer should already know, you still have to have it in there. Because again, this is a policy that can be used against you. You have to protect yourself. He literally doesn't have this in there. Not good. You have to have it in there. Let's see, different surfaces we have here. A one coat priming only needed when you spray on PVC surfaces. So if you're priming the surface, what surfaces will require priming, which ones won't. We request child-proof walls because we did this one. This place has them in here. And we had a headache painting screens in here, and another area if you're doing fabric. Anytime you paint fabric, you have to prime it because fabric absorbs. You can have a blotty look to your screen, which means one section looks spotty here and looks solid here and spotty there. You have to prime the surface. Priming the surface is not basically in the way you're thinking as in prepping the surface. It's pretty much to get the screen to absorb paint. That's all you're doing. It doesn't make a difference. You really don't need primer. You can use any kind of paint at the end of the day. You just need it to absorb like a sponge. You put so much water in a sponge, it can't take any more water. So when you put your application, the cost is going to go as smooth as glass. That's why we prime the surface first. If you want to stiffen it like a board, like we did with the 129 and 1610 customized gaming screen in the basement, we put in 2 applications, let it dry, and then we put down, we have to let each application dry. Then we put an additional 3. This stiffens the screen like a board. You want to make sure when you do this that you use some kind of spandex material because you want it to stretch around the frame nice and tight. If you happen to use fabric, the problem with that is fabric has a habit of giving when it becomes wet, and you could have wrinkles in your screen. I got to do a tutorial on that alone by itself. I think I did one on that. I got to look it up and put it on here. We did a tutorial on how to make a surface flat as a board. This is fantastic if you're using ultra short those setups. All right, so that's 2 coats of primer. Let's see. We have do not use paint brushes, rollers, or foam rollers because this will damage your screen. He doesn't have that in there. What type of rollers are going to be friendly to your product? Which ones are not going to be friendly to your product? If a customer doesn't know exactly what kind of rollers to use, he or she could grab anything, and if they damage the screen, you're blamed for it because you didn't put in there what they can't use. What surface can you paint? This is not the surfaces that paint on applications, so that's completely different. Then we have low odor, low VOC, eco-friendly, and 100% water-based. Let me see. I would love for someone to take me to court on that one right there and say, how do you know it's not how you know it doesn't have strong chemicals to it? I got respiratory issues. I don't think I can work around strong chemicals. That'd jack me up. I would end up in the hospital. So no. I have to work around chemicals that basically do not give off a heavy smell at all, period. Let's see. Drying time, 30 minutes or less, depending on the size of your screen. We've done so many dry and paint on demonstrations, it's not even funny. I've done so many of them. We gotta put them up too. Get some demo. This is why the demo page is so big. Cleanup. He doesn't have this on the page. Basic, warm water, mild soaps. Please note, this will not come off clothing when dry. So all that information is put in there. And again, we put in again, well ventilated area, safety glasses, all this stuff, primer, paint mask, all put in there. Storage. Danny, how would this product be stored? Jamie, how would the product be stored? You're putting information in there. You have to put this information in. This is extremely important because, again, some people may buy the product maybe a couple months in advance and they might not be using it for a while. So what's the shelf life on the product? You don't have that there. Also, too, proper storage. Where is the customer going to be storing this at? We have it here. Basically, it has to be stored in the area of proper room temperature, because some people will have stuff in their basement. Maybe their basement doesn't have heating, and they will stick a container of paint behind a heating system to keep the paint from basically freezing and then blow their place up or do something damaging to their home. You don't put paint or anything or chemicals behind a heater because you'll have problems. This is right here a section. Now we have a section here. This is called paint on applications, right? Then we have a section down here, which is called paint on surface application. It gives the customer information on what surface he or she can paint it to. Wood, glass, drywall, PVC. Mind, we had to paint all these surfaces. Motorized projection screens, fixed frame screens, smooth brick, or other sorts of fabrics. And please note, when painting fabric, 2 coats of primer will be needed to give the surface an even layer before using our screen paint products. Perfect for upgrading old and new motorized projection screens. Fixed frame screens will not crack, will not peel. We've done tons of motorized projection screens on that. You can check out the demonstrations to back all those up. Let's see. Do not use on stucco, and polyester tarps. We did a demonstration on that. Doesn't go well. Clean up again. You have to put down again. Clean up with warm water and soap. So you can see that it's stated multiple times in the specification. Basic product info, resolution capability, 720p, 1080p, 4K, front projection only. This is very important because in case the person wants to paint some rear projection screen, they may damage the screen. Or any form of plexiglass. Enhancement technology for projector viewing applications in 720p. We have so many 720p demonstrations on enhancement technology, it's not even funny. Matter of fact, I have a few on site. No, we have all of them on site. We do. Sorry about people. I had to put that laugh out there. But we do have all of them on site. I'm going on site anyway. We're going to do some more anyway today. Let's see. Ultra short throw ready. All our screen paints are ultra short throw ready. Every single one of them, because I have to work with ultra short throw and I have ultra short throw here, so they have to be ultra short throw compatible. We can't have only one product ultra short throw compatible. We have to have all of them ultra short throw compatible because I need them for work and I use them myself. I need ultra short throw. Screen paint projector support. These are projectors we only support on this product. You're using a Valve projector, WeMax projector, any one of those, it won't work. Mr. Matthew, you may want to pay attention to this one because this is what got you a lawsuit. We literally sued one of our customers because they basically bought the product, did a fake demonstration with a Valve, a WeMax, whatever that projector was. We clearly state we don't use those machines because they won't pull an image. They come up black and dark. And you knew this and continued on doing the demonstration, even though we specify we only support these particular projectors. And that's what landed him with the $1 million lawsuit coming up at the end of the year. And we have right here. ADP explains exactly what advanced ambient light projection technology gain is. For anyone to sit there and say, well, that's not real. Well, check out my ambient light projection demonstrations compared to everybody else's. We are the only ones in fully lit environments. Everybody else is just sitting in poorly lit ambient light controlled environment. And again, after my screen absorbed in 8 sunlight twice in a row, I think we have a right to call it whatever the freak we want. All right, let me see, screen paint. Because when I get people saying, well, can you back up your gain? We show them that demonstration, that screen absorbing sunlight. That's the end of the conversation. It doesn't go any farther after that. Now you go do it. Let me see. Or the screen we have sitting in the top of the ceiling at 180 inches on a 3,000 lumen projector that's sitting about 8.5 feet from the floor to the screen. And we can display contrast levels in the ceiling at 180 with the lights on. If that doesn't prove our ambient light projection technology, I don't know what does. But we back it up. All right, so this is all the stuff that you need to have in here. And that's just the half of it. Then you have to have this section over here. This right here is your policy. Has to be in there. We have our copyrights, registration numbers, and all that right in there. All that has to be in there. So how in the world you have this? That's it. This is all you have? This is your specification sheet? This is what you got to worry about, customers. Look, man, on a bottle of Anison, you have a bigger specification sheet, what's on that stuff or what's in that stuff at the end of the day. That's not a specification sheet. This is nothing. This right here alone, this right here is probably my 2 paint on application specifications. There's nothing here at all, period. There's a lot of stuff missing. So since all this stuff is missing, the problem you have here, it hasn't been tested. This is the test page. I guess it's supposed to be its test page. And that's it. This is its black on black demonstration. And then showing our meter readings. That's a test. That's nothing. Let me tell you something. If I were to take a meter outside where that technology, matter of fact, inside the window, I'm gonna do that today. I'm gonna take that meter inside the window, take that sun killer and stick it in the window and watch that meter wash out. You have to understand, when you have that kind of technology to absorb sunlight, At that particular point, this is a stair step for engineering what's coming in 2024. I told you we got the legendaries coming out. Can you imagine that legendary 77 technology embedded with that sun killer equipment? Oh my goodness. We're talking about a projection screen that our products, or we're making a painter screen, we haven't decided yet, is designed to do something that no other screen can do. We literally can upgrade that sun killer technology that absorbs sunlight and turn it into a high performance game to embed that into the 77 elements. So we're showing you stuff that you're seeing in demonstration at what's coming in 2024. To sit there and watch the screen absorb sunlight and then sit there and watch that 77 technology. We show some of it in the gamer. The gamer comes up looking insane, colors pop, everything looks insane, contrast, all that. Now imagine us upgrading that to a much higher version and combining that with that sun killer and turning sun killer into a form of ambient light projection technology. Do you know the bragging rights behind that our ambient light projection technology can absorb sunlight? We got people right now that are doing demonstrations in poorly lit environments where they can't let any light in the room because the screen will wash out. And we got screen paint that can absorb sunlight at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the level we're sitting on right now. And we're going to change the game completely. But anyway, let's get back to this right here. So this is supposed to be a test area. Where's the certified screens? Where's the 1,000 lumen test? Where's the black on black test? Real black on black test. You see this? At the bottom of my page, these are my black on black tests. This is me drawing into a screen with black paint. There's another one right here I did live. These are all live. This is our product versus Dynasty Paint, Black Magic, which is the darkest paint they have over at Lowe's. Fabric demonstration. See that bright white surface? That's our technology triggered. These are our test demonstrations right here. Our products versus fabric. This is what, Danny, you're supposed to have on your test page. This is what you're supposed to be displaying. And this is just black on black test. This shows our customers at the end of the day, when they come to our website, they can go in and they can look at our tests right there from the door. This is what you guys are missing at the end of the day. Where are your tests? Oh, I'm not in the same boat as you guys in the day. That's why I can walk on site and do demonstrations with no problem. This is why my company is going to be contracted at the end of the year. This is why people will invest in my technology, because we can back it 100%. This is why we can charge what we charge for our products, because our products are tested. When these guys come in and they cry and whine about our stuff being too expensive, no, our stuff isn't expensive. But what we can get for what our products are designed to do, we can get far more than that, trust me. But we keep it at a price that everybody can afford. This technology can knock out certifies. So this is the stuff, customers, that you need to see at the end of the day. You need to see tests like this before you purchase any product from anybody. If they don't have these tests on their website on display, gray versus gray, you should have these. If you don't have these tests on your website, you don't buy from them. You buy from us. Anyone got deep pockets for certified? This is my test page right here. These are my tests. That's certified technology right there. That's my screen leveling more than, oh man, I can't count how much money is sitting on that screen right now. We're talking about between 17 to 8 certified screens. So anytime I go into a form site, either it be Elite Screens, DMP Supernova, even any screen, we go in there. I can go in there and show at the end of the day the difference between why my technology is better. More black on black demonstrations, certified test demonstration, certified test demonstration, white level test. This is a very hard test. In this demonstration, you got to show 4 white sheets of paper, your white levels, and a black piece of fabric. What is the difference between your product pulling up against white and black? You have to be in a color demonstration. You have to pull a color that's high enough that can basically produce a bright enough color, better than the black strip, but it must have dark contrast in it to pick up a much more deep, richer color than the white surface at the same time. And you got to do this at 1,000 lumens. Y'all don't do your demonstrations, y'all don't do your tests. That's the problem. And that's the reason why we advise customers strongly to request these tests. Look at this right here, 1,000 lumens, maxed out environment. This is a maxed out environment where meters don't pull up. We're not sitting in the dark and our screens do not sit on the floor. Outside demonstration is another white level demonstration test, side by side to another white surface test, paint on demonstration. 1,000 lumens versus 5,000 lumens. That shows you our gain capability. We get 1,000 lumen projector sitting next to 5,000. You can't tell one from the other. Let's go over here. Outside demonstration, more outside demonstrations, more outside demonstrations. Our screen at 250 inches. Can you do that? No, you can't because you never displayed it on a screen that big. So how do you know how your product's going to work? First, you got to figure out what color you're going to come out first. Look at this. Door demonstrations. Gee whiz Louise, I swear I watched Jamie do demonstrations where he'll basically open up a door, screen will be halfway across the room and say, look, there's light hitting the screen. No, there's no light hitting the screen. Your screen would physically have to be in the door in order for you to use door light, which we're using in our demonstrations here. Tabletop demonstrations, more door demonstrations, outside demonstrations. Thank you for watching. Are we done there? Oh, I forgot, we got more demonstrations. I still got to put more on here today. Let's see. Demonstrations here. And 1,000 different black on black demonstrations here. I think we just struck our bottom right there. That's our test sheet. Test sheet, which I'm going to be expanding because we got the demonstrations for the, what was it? Here we go. Demonstration here. Look, I'm going to explain something to you real quick, real carefully. Okay, so you can understand this. And I can't express nothing. It's not to be rude or disrespectful, but take it as it is. I don't get into likes. You have to understand that. YouTube was not developed for me at the end of the day, and never has been. You will never hear me say when I come on YouTube, thank you, subscribe and like. You will never hear me say it. And the reason why is because we only use YouTube as a form of information to get our products out there. And it has worked because our sales are fantastic. We're now going to be acquiring these major contracts. And within these contracts, I won't be doing this anymore. Someone else will be doing all this. This will actually look a lot more professional because the way they're going to do it. It's not going to be like the way I'm going to do it. But that's where it's going to go at. And as I told you, prices are going to change by a lot because keep in mind, my capital is going to change completely. I'm going to be in research and development. So that means at the end of the day, someone else is going to be selling and marketing this product for us. We won't be doing that. And that means we're going to be paying, they're going to have storefronts to put it in. They have to pay for this and pay for that and license and blah, blah, blah. Whatever goes on their end and what they got to do, that means they're going to have to be to make that money back. And in order to do that, the price of the technology is going to go up. I'm just telling you ahead of time. But I'm always honest. I tell people up front what they need to know. And I told my customers that when I come in, yeah, price is definitely going to jump by a lot. And they have the clientele already lined up. People that are customers that are already lined up that'll pay a couple $1,000s for the technology with no problem. Like I said, I did try my hardest to try to keep the price reasonable, but you have to understand, people, this is business. My overhead is not expensive at all, period. But once we sign that contract, things change. Commercial time, all that stuff costs money, and they got to get their money back. So that product has to be something that they can sell at a price that, that's just the way it got to be. I can understand now when I used to sit there and say, why is the screen got to be $5,000? But I can understand it now. It's the capital. It costs a lot of money. Now, if one of these companies were working like I was working and they was charging $5,000 for the screen, that'd be a little outrageous. But when you really think about the business end of it all, you know, yeah, $5,000 is a lot. I don't want to be $5,000 on the screen. I hope they never sell for that kind of money because we do want to keep it under what they sell it for because that's the way I keep in competition with them. And on top of that, the technology's capabilities. But we still are going to have to raise the prices due to the fact that I'm going to be on another level. But anyway, let's get back to our demonstrations here. So this is our demo page right here. This is the stuff you should be seeing on their sites. Tons of pictures, 720p demonstrations and all that. But getting back that, hey, if you give a like or take away a like, it's not going to hurt me at the end of the day. I'm not in it for the likes. I'm not in it for people subscribing. I'm not into that. I'm in it to show off what our technology is designed to do and to show people at the end of the day there's better choices out there than getting ripped off, than being stuck in these dark ambient light controlled environments with expensive projectors. And you can't do this at the end of the day. This is why people contact us, because they watch our demonstrations and they compare us to everybody else and realize that we're doing something that everybody else is not doing. That's why they come to us. We can back our products up. You see any 3D mapping applications on the No, they don't do any 3D mapping applications. Floor applications, ceiling applications, no, they don't do any of that. Ultra short throw projectors at $60 for the machine at 120 inches. They don't do any of those demonstrations. Window glass technology, well, now since we went through sunlight a couple of days ago, that's the end of that right there, isn't it? 1,000 lumen demonstrations. These are our test demonstrations on 1,000 lumens with white levels. And man, it's just countless on the demonstrations that we do. And mind you, on my channel, I got over 8,000 test demonstrations. Not all of them are loaded on here. It's virtually impossible. We can't even load all our demonstrations on here. Yeah, these guys are still stuck in. Well, one, I'm stuck in making gray paint products. We can go way back to what? Digital One crystal screen paint. Yeah. Been there and done it. So for the customers, consumers, I got to get out of here. I got to go. I'm going to go on site real quick. Oh, I should have been on site. I got some things I got to do. I'm definitely going to be playing with that window technology today. And surface that we basically did, it's a no-go. You can't roll the screen in. It is not going to work. It's going to come up really, really nasty. So I got to order the paint sprayer. I'm going to blast one upstairs or probably outside. I'll blast it outside. And we'll get it ready. And pretty soon I'll be coating the windows. So you'll get a chance to see the windows displayed on both sides. It's going to be pretty hot. I can't wait for that. Got to go make myself some more business cards, because we're going to be passing on business cards like crazy. But anyway, yeah, tabletop demonstration. Sorry, people. On in the back. It's reconnecting, so I decided to stretch and yawn. And this is the giant grid. We put in. I actually got 2 giant grids that I put in. We got more demonstration. Yeah, we got more demonstration grids. The demonstration page is huge. It is massively huge. And this is what I mean by that. When you look at our page compared to everybody else's, not just that one. Let's go out of here real quick. Let's go pick up a screen paint page. It's not theirs. Projection screen paints. Where you want to go? Yeah, paint on screens. Paint on screens. We got your stuff over here. This is a paint on screens website right here. When I came on here, I was looking for videos. Couldn't find any videos. Let's see. We got the self projectors, home theater. No, pretty much nothing. So our website gives people more information, more testing than anybody else's. Any site. We got projectors, that's it. We're on paint on screens. I've tested this stuff already. There is no there's no videos. You're not going to get any videos. There's nothing. You just going to have to read through a whole lot of stuff. Off the short throws. We got any? Nope. JPCs. Basically about it. No video demonstration. There's nothing. This is what you're going to go through every time you hit a site. There's no information there for you at all. Period. Got projection screens. What do we have in projection screens? We got electric. Oh, okay. Well, no videos there. Let's go pop over to, let's see. Nah, I'm not going to include these in these, because these guys are actually, stuff is tested and done. Their stuff is already tested. Their stuff is tested. It's just that our website's more advanced than theirs, because we have like tons of video demonstrations on just about everything. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do tomorrow, or not can't do it tomorrow, I guess I'm doing tomorrow. I don't know, we'll find a day and we'll do a demonstration on comparing websites. And that one, Jamie, we will be going to your website. I'm gonna have to basically meditate something. Because that website is freaking bananas, on top of that, with the cursing and carrying on and acting up. Nah, then again, we're suing this guy. That might not be a good idea. I'm gonna talk to my lawyer first, because you can say, well, you're provoking him. So we go to his website, deliberately knowing that he does this kind of crazy, dumb stuff, it could be considered to be provoking him. But then again, him knowing him being sued should know better than basically to post anything stupid when he's going to court. So we'll see what happens from there. But anyway, we gave you guys enough information, what you should be looking for. Go to a site, make sure you get tons of videos on everything you could possibly think of to make sure that you're not getting ripped off in the process. Make sure you got test demonstrations you can see, you got demos you can see. Make sure that the website marketplace has tons of information. You can specification sheets have to be legit. And yes, there has to be testing, matching, and backing everything that the person is talking about. You're gonna have to have all that in there. If not, then at the end of the day, you could be getting ripped off. You're definitely gonna be getting ripped off. On top of that, like I said, make sure you ask those 3 things. You wanna see tests before the product was ever launched. You definitely wanna see if the product basically matches any from a house plant that you literally can go to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy at the end of the day. I gotta buy to Home Depot anyway. I gotta buy more paint. Let's see, gray paint, Home Depot. I'm gonna buy some more of that other stuff. That stuff looks good. That PPG was pretty good. PPG, I think that's what it was. Home Depot. I'll buy some more of that. That stuff is cheap. Here it is, 14 bucks. I'm definitely getting some more. This is 14 bucks for a gallon. So we're definitely gonna make some more of this. This is and 5 gallons. How much? I want to get 5 gallons. How much am I paying? 60 bucks for 5 gallons. That's it. I can just get 60 bucks and get 5 gallons of it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get 5 gallons of it because it's cheap. It's like $60. See what I mean by at the end of the day, Jamie and Danny, $60. Danny's is dark. So at the end of the day, you can just go get a gray paint. He has to do the same test that we had to do. It's called black on black. So if it's a black paint, he has to do that. If it's a gray paint, he has to do that. Dark gray paints, Home Depot. See, that's what you have to go through, literally. So you're gonna have to go through all these dark gray paints. You gotta put them against your product. You gotta do a dark gray versus dark gray because he does have charcoal gray. He has dark gray. He has to do all these tests to make sure that the customer, basically he or she is not gonna match any of this. Same thing with Jamie. He's going to have to go in and he's going to have to do the gray paints against his product, which he already did. He failed twice already at that. And us, on the other hand, we don't have to go through that because we did it already on so many levels. It's not even funny. I think that's the reason why they also too got a lot of hatred because we did the test already. But hey, it's your job at the end of the day. It's not mine to coach you to do this. You should have had these tests done. Are we in there already? Yeah, I think we're already in there. Here we go. Should have had your test done. And keep in mind when you're doing these tests, there's my page and my videos. Get up here because I got to get out of here. I got things I got to do. I still got to go work out and shave and shower and all that other good stuff. There we go. Boom. Pass over this real quick. Long videos pop up. I'm tired. I gotta get up there on site. I got demonstrations to do today. Oh, where are you? See. Where are my demonstration videos? Alright, that's new. There we go. They took their time coming in. Anyway, as I said before, yeah, you're going to have these tests. And for the consumer, make sure you have tests. How much time did I pull in this? Oh, 1:35. Wasn't supposed to be that long. Well, at least I killed some time. It's 8:11. So I guess enough time to get ready, get out the door. 9:30, I should be on the spot. We got to get set up for some things. I definitely want to play around with that glass. That glass is going to be so much fun with the sprayer coming in. Get ready to start blasting the glass. Get ready for doing our demonstrations. Boom, boom, boom. Can't wait. And I got to upload our test demonstrations because we got a ton of test demonstrations that we did on the product, the glass product, that I want to show that off too. We got to do some inside too, because people are asking about inside, how it would react. I'm doing some of those demonstrations too, so that's going to be pretty cool too. Forgot, my sister has a friend who basically has a store at the White Hill Mall, so we're going to be doing one inside the gallery. Also, too, pre-coated. I'm thinking about doing the pre-coated surfaces because this would be much easier. Because again, majority of the windows we're going to bump into are maybe owned by a company, and they may be renting out the building. So they may have a little thing about, okay, we don't want you to put anything permanent into the glass. So with that, we do a pre-coated surface on a piece of flexible plexiglass that you can roll up and take it with you. That'll be fantastic. So we're going to be working toward that. That's why I ordered my paint sprayer, because right now I'm going to get this couple of sheets of thin plexiglass, convert this over into this technology, and then basically add this up into the glass. All right, people. That being said, I got to go. Hope you enjoyed, and God bless. I got to get on site.